Welcome to Radio Express World News, presented by Vibha Ramesh, Los Angeles, United States. Public health advisors in the United States are mostly in discord with President Trump on the pandemic. This has led to Trump's inclination towards Scott Atlas, an academic whose views on rapid reopening in the light of the pandemic mirrors his own. It was announced that Atlas will be working with the team on the coronavirus crisis. Joe Biden announced on Tuesday that Senator Kamala Harris will be his running mate. According to Biden, Harris was the safest choice and she has a national profile with experience in elected office and can be instrumental in boosting his fundraising. They will be delivering remarks on Wednesday in Delaware on working together to restore the soul of the nation and fight for working families to move the country forward. Meanwhile, U.S. Health Secretary Alex Azar mentioned that a coronavirus vaccine will be approved and available for use by December. He mentioned that it was imperative to have a safe and effective vaccine rather than being the first to produce one. With the cessation of unemployment benefits, several thousand Americans are losing their homes and the evictions are gathering momentum across the U.S. The reopening of in-person classes in schools has triggered a spike in coronavirus cases, with 826 students and 42 staff moving into quarantine in Georgia. Although the number is negligible in comparison to those recorded in nursing homes and prisons, experts fear that schools do have the potential to transmit the virus widely in a small community. Data has it that there is an increase in murder rate across 20 big cities, climbing from a one-month spike of 6% last year to 37% over the same period this year. A Home Office minister in Britain said that France and the UK are devising a strategy to thwart the attempt of people trying to cross the channel in small boats as tension mounts over the government's approach. To this effect, Chris Philp, Minister for Immigration Compliance, had discussions with officials in Paris and admitted that the French have done a good job averting over 1,000 people that attempted to reach England this year. That said, he gave little information on what the operational plan would entail, albeit he strongly believes that if he could make the channel route unviable, then migrants will not come to France. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Boris Johnson believes that it's a moral duty to reopen schools even in the light of a resurgence in the virus. Moving on, Russia's announcement of its approval of a controversial COVID-19 vaccine has raised widespread concern not only in Moscow but across the globe. The potential vaccine has undergone less than 2 months of human testing, which includes one dose administered to one of Vladimir Putin's daughters. Evidently, Russia has cut corners to ramp up availability of a vaccine for COVID-19, which is seen by many as a political stunt. Despite warning from the World Health Organization that Russia should not deviate from the standard methods of testing a vaccine for safety and effectiveness, Putin insisted that the trials were sufficient. Further, the head of Russia's RDIF Sovereign Wealth Fund confirmed that the vaccine will be marketed under the brand name Sputnik V. To this effect, international agreements will be sought to produce 500 million doses and requests for 1 billion doses from 20 countries. Now let's take a brief look at the global scenario in view of the pandemic. Over 20 million people have been affected worldwide, with the United States leading with 5.1 million infections, and the global death toll stands at 735,000. According to statistical data, an average of over 200,000 cases are being reported every day. Following the US in highest caseloads are Brazil with 3 million confirmed cases and India with 2.3 million. The easing of restrictions puts several countries on a resurgence of the virus, which is currently more prominent in Belgium, Britain, France, Germany, the Netherlands and Spain. Africa hit 1 million cases last week, and the toll could be much higher owing to the continent's limited capacity for testing. The Indian Ministry announced that besides the 230 special trains that will continue to operate, regular passenger and suburban trains will remain suspended as decided earlier. More and more prison staff in India are testing positive for the virus, with 81 in Uttar Pradesh and 17 in Odisha. Appropriate measures have been taken to contain the virus. An encounter with militants in the Pulwama district in Jammu and Kashmir killed one soldier and injured another on Wednesday. The militants opened fire when security forces conducted a search operation based on a tip-off. With the exception of Sabarimala, all other temples in Kerala that are governed by the Travancore Devaswam Board will be open to the public starting August 17th under COVID-19 protocols. Moving over to Namibia, the government plans to raise funds to fight the pandemic by auctioning fishing rights. The nation's dire need for funds was triggered by the growing coronavirus cases, with a record of 3,101 infections and 19 deaths so far. In the words of Albert Kavana, the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, government is in need of financial resources on an emergency basis with a view to mitigate the effects of COVID-19. We do not produce medicines in Namibia, nor do we manufacture medical equipment. In order to obtain these items, we have to buy them with foreign currency. The highest foreign bidder will get a 60% annual fishing quota. Until yesterday, New Zealand made headlines for recording 0 cases of COVID-19 for over 100 days. However, on Tuesday, it confirmed its first locally transmitted case of the coronavirus. Ending today's news report, on Tuesday, Vietnam recorded its highest single-day coronavirus-related death since the pandemic, with 4 deaths. The country's total death toll is 15, all of which are connected to the outbreak in Da Nang, which infected 400 people. Vietnam now has a total of 847 confirmed cases of COVID-19. With that, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the next program on Radio Express. To receive Radio Express English news and English programs in your WhatsApp, please send a WhatsApp message, English programs, to 90727 95547, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel Radio Express. Thank you.